Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and if you hear a blow dryer, it's because my wife is in the bathroom using a blow dryer. I don't know if we've ever had a blow dryer. We've had blowers, but this is the first time we've had a blow dryer, so there's a very good chance you're going to hear it, but we're going to power through it on this show because that's what we do. First thing I wanted to show you is Polysign. They're launching a blog series around the SEC proposed rules on the investment advisor custody. And I just wanted to show you this to remind you that all this stuff, the lawsuits and all this doesn't mean digital assets are going anywhere. It just means that Gary's trying to decide where they go for his Wall Street friends. Well, there's companies like Polysign that are going to be the back end of the custody for Wall Street and for others, and so hopefully Gary will lose in his march to try to decide who's going to win and lose. But in any event, Polysign's going to be in the mix, and they are one of the private equity offerings on the Link2 platform, who is one of my sponsors, and the link's in the top of the description. So don't sleep on Polysign. Now, I like this tweet by Zero Hedge because I remember the day back when we had the .com boom and bust and all that. They had all these articles like this GetRich.com. The whole thing was about getting rich. And now we have a government that acts like they're offended by the idea that people they're trying to prevent you. Back then, it was encouraged. We had the government was doing everything they could to keep. I think that was under Bill Clinton. They were doing everything they could to help the .com thing thrive. Now we have a government that's doing everything they can to try to crush it. And so, but don't forget, they know, there's that blow dryer. This is my wife's fault, folks. We're just going to have to power through it. Okay, anyway, we're going to go on to the next thing. BitBoy predicted that I don't know how in the world he came up with this, but that you'd have to have around 150,000 XRP to become a millionaire. Look, I've been making videos about XRP for over 5 years, and if we're 10% right about what XRP is, and in my opinion, I believe we're 1,000% right, but if we were 10% right, it wouldn't take 150K. I mean, so I'm way out of line with that. Now, check this out. Matt Hamilton was talking about something interesting on the escrow. The escrows are set to release to a particular, this was just a thread he was in. And remember, he worked at Ripple at one time. Let me have some coffee here. Sorry, this is probably the loudest blowing sound, whether it's a leaf blower or a hair dryer blower. This is probably the loudest that you've ever heard on this channel. So anyway, he was in this thread. He's talking about the XRP escrow. The escrows are set to release to a particular address. Ripple could at any time disable the master key on the destination account, thus rendering it inoperable. When the funds released from escrow, they'd be inaccessible to anyone. Ripple could rightly now publicly probably render their entire future escrow funds inaccessible to even themselves. To all intents and purposes, burning the XRP escrow. I was standing in the room in Singapore in 2019 when David Schwartz himself was talking about how it made no sense to him that Stellar had burned half of their XLM. For what it's worth, that's what I thought of when I heard that. Now, I like this tweet from Zach Rector. You win when you have the truth on your side. That's what I said on stage at XRP Las Vegas. I think we win because we're the good guys. I think he's right about this whole thing. SEC versus Ripple verdicts. Ripple is innocent. Brad Garlinghouse, innocent. Chris Larson, innocent. SEC, guilty. Jay Clayton, guilty. Gary Gensler, guilty. Bill Hinman, guilty. XRP set free as a digital currency. I like that. Okay, then we've got Perry Ann Boring, who did a little segment. This is from XRP Darren, and John Deaton says, when the Ripple case was filed, I spent a year trying to convince people that the secondary sales were being implicated and were alleged to be securities in the case. I argued with dozens of people who claimed the SEC was only alleging securities related to Ripple's sales of XRP. Now watch this.
Well, the case SEC versus Ripple, this is a precedent-setting case. What do I mean by that is that the outcomes of this case could set a legal precedent that could impact many other companies in the digital asset industry, plus other companies that are broadly in the capital markets. So the Howey test, the test that's used to define what is a security, it only applies to initial investment contracts, like the initial issuance of securities and the investment contract. And what's in question is, does that apply to the secondary transactions of the asset of the investment contract, or to XRP? And in the 80-ish year history of Howey, it has never been applied to secondary transactions. Let's
pause that. Okay, so that's Perry Ann Boring from the Chamber of Digital Commerce. Then you have this from Meta Lawman, kind of having to do the same thing. Breaking SEC responds to Coinbase suit, and no surprise the SEC is playing a classic delay strategy. Now, he has a whole thread on this, but I wanted to show you the comments of Gary Gensler. He was at a recent event, some kind of FMC 2023. Listen to this.
We bring 700 to 800 enforcement actions a year. And of course, we look at it very closely that we stay within our authorities and the law there.
Okay, can you comment at all on the dispute with Coinbase about rules on crypto, and why doesn't the SEC want to publish rules for that market?
Because, Tom, the rules have already been published. And to make it quite direct, this is a field that is...
I can't listen to any more of him, or I might throw up on the keyboard here. So we're gonna, I'm gonna skip this part too. But I wanted to point out that Cowboy Crypto, who is the official cowboy of the Digital Asset Investor channel, in this clip right here, Gary Gensler's laying out everything that he thinks should be the boxes that should be checked for anybody in this field, and then the same Cowboy Crypto puts this out, and he shows Brad Garlinghouse basically saying that Ripple's been doing the same things, and he uses as an example when Vitalik Buterin was talking about Ethereum and held up a Canadian bill and basically said that this is the competition. And so he was making the point that the Bitcoin and the Ethereum people have been presenting this anti-government thing, while Ripple from the very beginning has been doing the exact opposite and been trying to work with all these regulators, which is why it doesn't make any sense. Then you had this SEC is slashing the $22 million penalty against Library, but then the Library people came in and they pointed out that this was not the SEC's decisions to no longer seek disgorgement should be read in pure self-interest. The SEC thought they would lose and wanted to avoid a bad precedent. I wanted to show you that Emi Yoshikawa is going to be at WebEx 2023. She's from Ripple out of Japan. What is her title? I always forget her title. It's in Japanese, so we're just not going to know it. And then Wrath of Kahneman had put this out. SBI Japan, a Ripple partner, released its investor report for the year. While news of Ripple XRP slowed, this charts their approach. Just look at the chart. You'll see Ripple SBI Group offering services using XRP. Oh no, there's the hair dryer again. using XRP in the XRP ledger, and then over here, international remittance using on-demand liquidity. Just a reminder, SBI Holdings in Japan owns, my understanding is 10.5% of Ripple. Don't quote me on that, but it's close. Now I have to finish with this because XRP, the standard productions, which is parity, finally has shown his pictures from XRP Las Vegas. This is him. He's ripped up. He's, I guess he wanted to show everybody how great his body was, so he was nude at the event. There's another picture of him. He shows a picture of him and John Deaton with John's shirt off in a bathrobe. He's even got a Gary photo that looks like a Heil Hitler type thing. That's so funny. Let's see what else. He's got me in clown wear of Cirque du Soleil, me and the official cool guy, and he's involved too. That's hilarious. Now he's in an I mean, this guy kept changing his outfits while we were there. So funny. This is the funniest XRP account that exists. Hilarious guy. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that my wife's hair is almost blown dry.